Darkcast Network. Out of the shadows comes the best of indie podcasts.
Welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast, where two lifelong horror fans talk all things horror. Pour yourself your favorite drink and hang out. Here are your hosts, Josh and Jake.
Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's episode, what holiday-themed horror movie are we going to be discussing?
We are discussing 2023's It's a Wonderful Knife, directed by Tyler McIntyre.
This is another entry into the Happy Horrordaze from your boys here over at the J Squared Horror Podcast.
I like that.
Thank you.
Happy Horrordaze.
Happy Horrordaze. This is an exciting entry into the podcast. I'm excited to talk about it. It is a definitely holiday-themed It's a Wonderful Life style movie.
Yeah.
That came out this year that I'm super excited about. Got some great actors and actresses in it. But before we get into this amazing holiday movie, what would we like to let anyone new to the J Squared Horror Podcast know? Jake?
As always, like and subscribe on YouTube.
Pretty, please.
Also find us on Spotify.
We're on there.
We're on Apple.
We are.
And we're still on Google.
As far as we know.
Also find us on Instagram. J Squared Horror Podcast. Link tree in the bio. New episodes every Thursday.
Every single Thursday, two lifelong horror fans decide to get together. We drink and we talk all things horror. So if that at all interests you, stick along, check out our content. We hope you enjoy it. Now, the thing about this horror podcast is we humbly consider ourselves the most original horror podcast out there.
That we do.
We do. We try to bring a genuine conversation-based podcast about all things horror, movies, themes, fan entries, or anything of that nature. Now, what we also would really like to boost in the next year, since we are heading into the new year, we would really like to have full fan involvement, whether that being commenting on YouTube, commenting on Instagram, emailing us at jsquaredhorror@gmail.com, or going to our website, www.jsquaredhorrorpodcast.com. You can request episode ideas or request to be on the episode live and in person.
Yep.
CII Jones has done it. Ross Goodman has done it. They had a blast. We're going to have them both back on, probably in the new year, because we're doing the Happy Horrordaze series, and I think that's best for just us. Now, if they chime in and want to be on it, come on, guys. You're welcomed on. But yes, if you are at all interested on being a part of the world's most original horror podcast, go to the website.
The world.
The world. Most original. Horror. podcast. Yeah, it's fun, man. We try to bring something that we don't quite see anywhere else, whereas we try to be as open-minded and true to who we are as horror fans as we possibly can be. We don't want to cater to the needs of the masses. We don't want to cater to the needs of our fans. What we want to do is be our genuine selves and talk about horror like you would, hanging out with your friends, drinking, and having a good old time. Now, what's better than that? You let us know.
Nothing.
All right. What I'd also like to mention is we are a part of the Darkcast Network. They did approve us for our second year, which is super exciting.
Number 2.
Yes, we are heading into year number 2. Thank you guys so much over there at not the J Squared Horror Podcast, at
That's us.
the Darkcast Network, for including us in your podcast network. If you like indie, dark, true crime podcasts, check them out. They are great content creators. They have a plethora of podcasts that you can choose from. You can support them along with supporting us throughout all of our growth as podcasters. Now, I know we mentioned this last week. You are not the biggest fan of holiday, Christmas, in particular horror movies.
No, I am not.
Am I starting to warm you up at all?
No,
this
you
year.
were not.
Awesome. I'm not doing my job as a as a friend, as a podcast host.
Hopefully next week will be better.
All right. So It's a Wonderful Knife is a movie. It's a movie.
It's definitely a film.
My foot
yes.
is caught on the. There we go. It's a movie. Now the direct comparisons that I can make with this movie are two of which we just covered.
Okay.
Thanksgiving and the Mean One.
Okay.
Just off of those two alone, are they? Is this one at par, subpar, above bar? Where are you at with this one?
I find it about par with the Mean One.
Okay. Par
It's
with the Mean
not as
One.
bad as Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But it's about equal to me at least, as far as enjoyment value.
Okay.
Also another movie I'd probably never watch again alone.
Okay.
In a group, hell yeah, I'll watch it again.
Yeah. It's
On
fun.
my own? No, probably not. What about you?
I fucking love this movie, dude.
Do you?
I do. It tickles my fancy, dude. Oh my gosh.
I would love to know why.
I'm a big sucker for holiday movies, like Christmas movies.
Why?
I guess like part of me just wants to love Hallmark movies, but I can't because they're so fucking boring. So when you add in people getting slaughtered into the same premise, sign me up.
Give me a cheesy Hallmark movie with Melissa Joan Hart and Joey Lawrence. Psh, I'm in.
Yeah, see, I'm not. It bores the fuck out of me.
I love on a Sunday, just sitting on the couch. I got a fucking blanket around me. I got some eggnog.
Ooh, I do love some eggnog.
I want that shit all
Do
day.
you spike your eggnog or drink it regular?
Once the day goes on,
You start spiking it.
I will
as we
start
go.
spiking it, yeah. But on its own, yeah.
How quick
I
can
still
you go?
love it.
How quick can you go through a half gallon of eggnog?
A day.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! What's your favorite brand of eggnog?
So I like Southern Comfort.
Yes, Southern Comfort is a great eggnog. Yeah.
2, surprisingly, I like the Wawa brand eggnog.
I'm
It's good.
gonna have to give that one a whirl. I don't think I've tried the Wawa one.
Yeah, it's good.
So for all of you out of our area fans, that's an amazing gas station we have in our area that offers a plethora of items.
Yeah, good subs too.
Good subs, good quesadillas. I love their quesadillas.
Get you a good chicken Philly. Ooh, come on now.
Yeah. Nothing better than Drunk 30 Wawa trips. Oh my God.
True.
That is the greatest. No, I went into this movie very, very open-minded. I was like, I think I might have seen a super early preview of this movie.
Okay.
I knew it had Justin Long in it, which we mentioned last week. Justin Long is a reoccurring character or actor that we have talked about in this.
This is the third movie.
The third movie.
with
I think
Justin Long.
this
in
might
it.
be one of the most reiterated actors in our podcast.
Yeah.
Because we covered Tusk, we covered Barbarian, and now we're covering It's a Wonderful Knife.
This is the Justin Long podcast.
And it's better than when we thought we were going to become the what's his name?
Jared Leto
Jared
podcast?
Leto podcast. God, I fucking hate Jared Leto so much. No, but I will. All right, so let me ask you this: out of the three, which Justin Long performance did you like better, or which portrayal did you like that he pulled off?
My favorite portrayal, I would say, is probably Barbarian.
Okay, you like that character that he played.
I'm gonna go Barbarian,
Okay.
Tusk,
Okay.
then this.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Dude,
man,
your throat burst.
my throat's out of control today.
Ridiculous.
Before we started, twice during the episode. But anyway, yeah, this character, I don't know. It's another Mean One type vibe to me. I feel like anyone could have played this mayor character. It's super
Okay.
like generic, and they play it up with the blonde hair and the blue
Highlights,
eyes
yeah.
and the veneers
Yeah.
and the tan, everything. Anyone could have did that, and the weird fucking voice he does. Just his personality type.
Yeah.
It's not distinct enough to where you need a certain actor to do it. You could have chose anyone to do it. And in my opinion, I like Justin Long though.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I liked him in Accepted.
Yeah. Oh, it's
One of my
his best
favorite
movies
Justin
for
Long
sure.
movies.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with it's like when we talked about Horton Hears a Who last week.
Yeah.
We're in full agreement on Accepted. It's his best movie of all
100%.
time. Yeah.
Because he fit.
Ask me about my wiener.
Yeah.
Which isn't Justin Long, but that's what you guys might know from that movie. Yeah.
He fits good in that type of character because he had like a young looking face.
Yeah,
and
he still looks young.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
He does look very young,
Yeah.
actually. He
that was
fit.
me.
He fit. That was you did.
That was me that time.
Look, we're taking turns now. He fit good in that kind of role.
Yeah.
Now years have gone on.
Yeah.
Justin Long isn't that same actor, which
Yeah.
I think is a good thing.
He
evolved.
had to. He wasn't typecasted as the just goofy enough, smart enough kid that could make crazy
He's
things
not
happen.
fucking Ryan Reynolds out here getting typecasted all the time.
Your hatred of Ryan Reynolds always impresses me. It's so great. As long as you don't talk shit about Ryan Gosling, we're fine.
Fucking Van Wilder. But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Accepted was a better version of Van Wilder
but
than Van Wilder.
Of those three, that's how to rank it. How about you?
I go, It's a Wonderful Knife, Tusk.
Whoa.
Yeah, It's
Really?
a Wonderful Knife, Tusk, and then I go Barbarian.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Well, here's the thing. I loved his portrayal in Barbarian. It sucks that we're only comparing these three because it makes it seem like I'm putting his portrayal in Barbarian so low, but that's not the case. I do, however, disagree with you that using somebody else as that character would have done it the same.
I'm going to give an example as soon as you're done.
No, go ahead. I want your example before I say what I'm going to say because I
Okay.
might sound stupid.
So, I can't remember his name, so I feel dumb for giving a an example. He played Dr. Gordon in Saw. He was the mayor in Stranger Things. Gary Ellis? Something Ellis?
I can't recall.
Okay. He was, you know the guy.
Should we look him up real quick?
Yeah.
All right,
I think it's
let me look
exact.
him up.
I think he was in Princess Bride.
His name's Gary Ellis, you think?
I think he was in Princess Bride. He's in Robin Hood with tights.
All
I
right.
know he's in that, at least. I think it's Gary Ellis.
Let me
That's
see.
probably not his name.
I don't think it's Gary
I
Ellis.
don't think it's either.
But,
He's Dr. Gordon in Saw.
okay, Dr. Gordon.
And he was, I think, the mayor in the most recent season of Stranger. I remember him.
Oh, you should have just said the main guy in Saul.
Yeah. Lawrence Gordon is his
Lawrence
character's
Gordon
name.
is
What's the actor's name?
Carrie
Carrie Ellis.
Carrie Ells.
Carrie Ells.
Yeah.
Okay. That guy. He
Yeah?
could play the exact same
Oh shit,
role.
he is Princess Bride.
Oh, there you go. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
Okay.
he's the. He was so attractive back in the day. Oh my god,
I
dude,
feel
what
like
happened?
He could have played that same kind of role.
Okay, but here's what I'm gonna say.
That's why I feel like I don't want to say anyone could, but
Yeah.
him, and you could have took a smaller actor that wasn't Justin Long and just had him wear this fucking makeup shit and do an accent.
I see what you're saying, but
Okay.
here's my caveat to that.
Okay.
I feel like since you're so used to the typecasted Justin Long and like the characters that he usually plays,
10 years ago, yeah.
it's a fun play on what you could potentially expect his character to be, and he is the opposite of that. Now,
I would
he is the Justin Long of late.
There
He
you go.
is the Justin Long of late. So
Okay.
it's almost like he was typecast. He's like typecasted career. He like plays similar roles
Yeah.
throughout his entire. Because even when he was in Die Hard with a Vengeance,
Yeah.
he's like a nerd.
Yeah. So
He's like a comical nerd.
when it was Jeepers Creepers, Die Hard,
Yeah.
Accepted,
Yeah.
that's that Justin
Yeah.
Long.
Then now we have Tusk, Barbarian.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Knife.
This is a different
I can
Justin
agree
Long.
with you on that. But what I say, he's for horror fans, he's a draw. He was in Goosebumps, and he plays a slightly different character because he gets possessed. He comes in as a teacher that's innocent, but he moves into this house that he gets possessed by the person of interest.
I haven't seen that. Is it good?
It's very good. Justin
Is it
Long
better
is
than
also
the
very.
Jack Black one?
I love Jack Black so much. It's
Yeah.
kind of
It's
impossible.
hard to, yeah,
You have
okay.
to separate the two because Jack Black is a feature film and this is a TV series.
Okay.
Meant for streaming. So
That
you
makes
have to
sense.
put it
Okay, yeah,
into
yeah.
that
Okay.
context. So because it's a streaming multiple episode, I think it's like 8 or 9 episodes. It's not all Justin Long based. It's multiple characters.
So it's pretty much his career. Him, a super nice guy.
Yeah, super nice guy, kind
else.
of gets something else. But I feel like because it was Justin Long, I love Justin Long. When I saw that he was in this movie, I was more excited. And I love the portrayal that I got of this character. It's like, yeah, you can kind of compare him to Barbarian and Tusk Justin Long, but even then, he's like a level up. He's worse in certain context. Of course, if you take out what he's actually doing in those movies. But I feel like it was so interesting to me. So obviously, with this being a new movie, if you guys want to go watch it, it is available on Shudder, AMC Plus, or you can rent it. So before we get super deep into this episode, please pause us, go watch it. I know we're 15 minutes in. I'm sorry about that, but go watch it. It's fun. It's perfect for this time of year.
Yeah.
And you can understand what we're about to say. So we've warned you, but I'm about to go directly into spoilers. Because what I loved about this movie versus a movie like Thanksgiving is the opening sequence. I thought that this movie's opening sequence was such a perfect paid homage to slashers that it was like rushed. But because you know it's a comedy horror film, it's okay. You figure out immediately that the angel of what is going on is Justin Long within like fucking 30 minutes of the movie.
So what I didn't like about that is that from the trailer. So
yeah,
So for me, the beginning up until the title card pops up, meant nothing. 'Cause I already know he's going to obviously kill some people, and the killer is Justin Long. Also, when you start, you can see him when he tells Homegirl to be careful tonight. He has an evil look on his face. Yeah. You see his reasoning for being a killer. I think, okay, well, this is all just bullshit.
A lot of times they use that as like a distraction.
Usually do, but
but this one,
you know,
I
he's
didn't
the
see
killer.
that trailer. So if you have seen that trailer, I'm with you on that.
You haven't seen that one?
I all I had seen is like the shortest version.
I saw a short one too, and it was her pulling the mask off, and it's his face.
Oh shit! I maybe I realized that. I might not have. Once again,
the one I saw was like maybe a minute.
You know how I am with trailers now. I watch barely any, and I'll change it.
It was
real
a
quick.
teaser, so it wasn't
a teaser.
Like the full
Okay,
but
so even if that was in the teaser, okay. Even if you go into it knowing it, but what I liked about it versus I just like the context of like exactly what's happening, why it's happening, why he does it. It's not this, and I hate to keep using this as the punching bag of this season.
Eli.
The Black Friday thing did not work for me. It didn't. I explained it on the episode. If you guys want to hear it, go back and listen to it. I'm not going to go and beat that dead horse. But what I will say is I love the opening sequence things that movies like Scream did, where it's like gung fucking ho, and then you get into the movie of like the little bit of plot twists and turns that it goes into. I liked the killer. I liked the reason why he was killing. It made sense. And I like that he was the killer, because rarely is it that person of that high caliber that is actually pulling off the murders. It's usually a henchman or a brother, and of course this movie, kind of like Thanksgiving, plays at a certain character potentially being that person.
I will give you that.
Yes.
I did not like the fact that I knew it going into it, but I did like that I fully found out the reason behind it, and it did make sense.
It made sense. He wants what he wants, and the thing that I liked about it is he's willing to make it happen.
And I think that's why I thought about Carrie Ellis.
It's
Stranger Thing, him knowing what's going on in Hawkins and still just trying to push it aside. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Point.
There's things that I was able to sit and enjoy. I think it's because of my fucking deep-rooted hatred of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna bash a movie, I need to be able to stand up for other movies that are similar to it for certain reasons.
Yeah, we're fucking 3 weeks in at least.
I know, but we're covering. We're covering holiday themed things, and so it's easy to bring it back in for me. And I know y'all are probably gonna get tired of hearing it. You're probably gonna get tired of hearing it. But
they're gonna start commenting.
I hope so. Shut up about Thanksgiving, please. Comment.
They're
down
going to
below.
reach out to Eli Roth and have him reach out to us.
Please do. I would go toe to toe against Eli Roth any day of the week.
Eli, you got the money, fly in. Right here.
Fly in, sit in between us,
Right here,
and
dude.
sit through the J Squared Horror Podcast gauntlet of questions that we would.
Also explain how
very-
you got on the history of horror. Just curious.
Yeah, because your history of horror is fucking shit. No, but I loved the opening sequence. I loved those. I also, we do on occasion, as you guys have heard, watch other content creators, movie reviews or movie talks about movies that we're covering, because it kind of helps us see how everybody else is feeling about the movie. A lot of times we completely disagree with what they're saying.
We usually do.
We usually do, which is good. It's good. It means we're not following the status quo
Yeah, it's not the same
of what's going on.
redid shit every time.
It's not. Yeah, we don't want that at all for the podcast. But what I will say is a lot of the complaints I was hearing I didn't agree with. But if you're going to compare it to movies like Scream, then you can break it down as that: title card, entries, like things that happen. But what I will say is, like, the kills that happen are good. They're solid. They're brutal. The blood match it, like, versus certain movies where, like, the kills are just completely incorrect. Completely incorrect. Like, that don't make anatomical sense.
So I'm glad we're talking about the kills.
Okay, yes. Let's get into it.
So kills were okay.
Okay.
Favorite kill is actually the grandfather.
Yeah.
Break into the door
yeah.
and just fucking slit this throat.
Yeah. So the thing that I like most about that kill is it's passion. You can tell that person wants that person dead.
Yeah.
It's not a random occurrence. You already know that going
which
into
if you didn't know it was Justin Long,
yeah.
that would tell you based on what happened like 5 minutes before.
That's
That's definitely Justin Long.
he's a part of it somehow. Yeah.
In some,
Whether it's
yeah.
the henchman
If it's-
theory
if
or
if
him.
it's not him directly,
Yeah.
he's definitely a part.
He's
of
the reason that person's dying,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But what I liked about it was when he slit the throat, it bled, but then it soaked the sweater.
it. Yeah.
I thought that was such a good touch. Such a good touch. Now,
I also love I didn't cut away.
it did not cut away. He
Yeah.
died on screen. All right. So if I'm going favorite kill, even though you didn't ask, you know what? I think I agree this time. I like that neck slits so much.
Yeah.
Neck slits are something that have happened throughout the history of horror.
Because for us, there were some people getting killed off screen, like walking on screen.
Yeah. And also you have the, like, behind a wall, behind glass they overused a couple of
Yeah.
times.
Well, I
Blood
did-
splatter.
What I didn't like is when his granddaughter gets killed
Yeah.
and she's kissing the dude and she asks him, what did he eat? And she tastes his blood
Yeah.
and he's like spitting out blood.
Yeah.
He got stabbed, apparently, obviously. All of a sudden, it's like,
A candy cane through his entire
like,
face.
the
Yeah.
fuck?
Well, that was not the best part. I would have
So
rather
that's
have him
one-
just fallen
That's
over
one
dead.
of those kills that I thought made no sense.
Yeah, I will agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it just because you didn't see him, like, the angel pop up behind him and then shove the candy cane through.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that would have been fine.
What, did he get shot
but-
with an arrow or something?
Yeah, I don't know. He got stabbed, bled through his mouth, and then gets penetrated through the back of the head.
What I would have liked was, while they're kissing, going through
Both
their
of them.
mouths.
Yeah. But you needed it to be more dramatic for the main character's
Sure.
plot,
Sure, yeah.
which is fine. How did you feel about the modernization of, like, teens' life and some of the more interesting relationship storylines they went with in this one? Because I did hear earlier somebody say it's like the gay slasher. We'll just go ahead and
Yeah.
get that out there.
So I enjoy it being modern,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that there are things they touched on,
Yeah.
which is modern to today.
Yeah.
So we know it's a play on It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
A movie I've never seen.
I haven't either. And like I said, I told you this earlier, and I'll tell you guys this now. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together because I've never watched It's a Wonderful
Exactly.
Life.
So I knew it was a play on that because of Knife and Life.
I didn't.
Got-
Dude, it didn't even cross my mind.
So that I knew because I've heard the term It's a Wonderful
I
Life.
have too.
Yeah.
And then when we saw the clips earlier, I was like, oh, the fucking Lasso movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, yeah.
I've seen that scene 100 times. Then they mocked it in Bruce Almighty.
Which is weird because I know Jimmy Stewart as an actor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know exactly who he
Yeah.
is.
I can picture him right now.
but I've never seen this movie before.
Yeah.
So when she was sitting there wishing she was never born, I'm thinking, huh, that's a crazy thing to wish.
So
I didn't know it was from that movie.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So as I was going through the movie process, and you guys all know with certain like horror comedy, dark comedies, if you will, that was said a couple of times on some platforms we had watched earlier. I read the plot of It's a Wonderful Life. And I was like, okay. So basically guy isn't super stoked on life and decides that it would be better if he was gone versus being there with his family and loved ones, which is the general concept of this movie as well. Now, what I will say, quickly, is that, if any of our fans out there at all have thoughts of that nature, please reach out to anyone and everyone.
Please.
As this movie proves on down the line through this movie, is it might be somebody that you do not expect that can get you out of the dark hole. And please, please, please never feel like you're alone in this world, because those types of dark thoughts are very shared here on the J Squared Horror Podcast. We've both been in some dark places in our lives. So real moment here, but if you need help, you can reach out to us too. You can reach out to any of your friends. There are people out there that care and that want you to be around. Now.
Yeah.
This movie was cool because she wishes it, and it's like fucking immediately.
So in my thought, I'm thinking like a Groundhog Day kind of thing.
Yeah,
She goes to
or
bed
like
and wakes
that,
up. And,
Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
I think was mentioned.
I didn't think
before.
it'd be like, essentially, okay, it's what you wanted. We're done.
And it's
now,
cool because
no one knows who you are.
What they did that was cool was like the lights went out at the dock that she was at,
Yeah.
and then that's like the hue
This-
or like the
this-
coloring of the
this is
movie.
your fucking reset.
From that, but it's like darker. She
Yeah.
was really bright and colorful throughout the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
and like the lights and all that stuff. So there were some complaints that we heard about that. I disagree. I think they did a good job of showing the parallel universe.
And that was my thought too.
Yeah.
Dude, it shows that when she goes into the
Immediately.
party. And
Yeah,
she
the party,
sees
it's
her
all
friends,
dull.
her family, her house.
Everything is gray,
dark.
black, dark.
Yeah.
There's like not a single fucking light on like this, like what we're in right
Yeah.
now. You know, and it's just like I feel like anybody can nitpick a movie, but I disagree with this one.
And that's why I feel, I've told you numerous times before, I feel
Yeah.
like certain people who are out there giving reviews or whatever, I feel like they do give kind of bullshit reviews sometimes.
I would agree.
It is kind of either what they think people want to hear, or if they're inspired or someone's pushing them to give a certain type of review. Because if you have never seen a movie your entire life,
Yeah.
and you watch this one movie,
Yeah.
you can see the colors are different.
Yeah, you can-
once she says that.
And also, so the way I look at it is you look at it as, you know, they get paid for certain ones, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if they don't, or if they're not benefited by that,
Yeah.
they're going to go the extreme opposite to seem edgy.
Yeah, but don't make shit up though.
I agree.
'Cause-
I agree.
'Cause your eyes can tell you that. You have to go to film school to see that.
You
The
don't,
colors are
because
different.
we have not been to film
Yeah.
school. And there are certain things that are done in cinema where it's like, I wouldn't want the movie to go fucking black and white. Like it's the fucking 1940s, like the original.
Yeah, I don't want that.
But they do a damn good job of getting close to that in modern film. And I applaud them for that. Because I could see immediately a difference.
You can see it because the second things go back to normal, that same clip from
It's-
earlier comes right back.
Right back.
So how did you not see that?
I don't know, dude.
Did you ignore it?
I think they
You
purposefully...
just don't want to see it?
I think they purposefully ignored it so that they could have some edgy content on their platforms.
Well, I guess it'll work because we're talking about it.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Damn it. We're not giving you any shout outs, though, because until I can have you via the internet connection thing or in person, I don't want to give you the pat on the back because I feel like I would destroy you in your horror fandom. I think we both would, actually. That was mean. I just said me. But
Hey, I'm here too.
we would destroy you on your fucking just... Oh, it's so gross. And then I'm not even going to talk about the other thing. We talked about it already. That's why I said what I said about
Yeah.
the thing earlier.
Yeah,
there are
we're
certain
done. Yeah.
things that you do not make fun of especially when you go on rants about like Barbarian and movies like that, where there's like other types of connotations and like deeper meanings, and you're like, this is, everybody should know this. Then you make light at some other situations. I don't get it, man. I feel like there's obviously comedy and like content is for anyone and everyone. And however you decide to portray that, you're putting yourself out there, and you should deal with the repercussions of that or the benefits of that. And for that, I applaud whoever puts out content. But I will never make certain jokes, and I will never cover certain things on this podcast. But I digress. Nevertheless, Happy Knife Day. No, fuck, I did it again. What is up with me in that title that doesn't
Happy
exist?
Knife Day?
I don't know.
Are you mixing up?
I'm mixing Happy Death Day and this movie together because, I mean, they do give you similar vibes, but...
Yeah, that... What's it?
Freaky.
Yeah.
I love Freaky. Freaky is so good. Vince Vaughn.
I love Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn in the horror world.
What's your favorite Vince Vaughn movie?
Oh, Dodgeball.
Really?
No questions asked.
Okay.
I love Dodgeball.
All right.
I also love White Goodman. Ben Stiller's character in that movie.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah. And my last name is Goodman, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mine is Wedding Crashers.
I like Wedding Crashers.
I love him.
I like Wedding Crashers. I like his acting in Wedding Crashers. The movie, you know, I think it hasn't aged well. I just, you know, maybe I'm becoming a little too modern. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't find it as funny as I did when I was a kid.
Really?
No. You know, that's.
I love Wedding Crashers. What's that movie? Oh, The Watch.
Oh, The fucking Watch.
That
Vince
is a
Stiller,
good movie
Vince
too.
Vaughn, aliens, fucking wild. It's neighborhood.
That's a good movie too.
Dude, we can cover that.
We can
cover that.
We can.
Dude, we could totally cover The Watch on the podcast. That would be so exciting because I love that movie. It's comedy, it's horror, it's like Shaun of the Dead-esque, but also like Paul. It's like the best of all worlds mashed into one. Yeah, dude.
We should cover that.
New year, new podcast, baby. We are covering
2024.
The Watch.
It's coming to you.
It's going to be exciting. Now, how do you feel about? So we have, you know, we've been quite abroad covering this movie. We have. Let's wrangle it in for the fans. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I'll narrow it down for you.
We're getting close to our time mark here.
There's about 15 minutes.
There's still some points I want to get across. How did you feel about when she did go to the parallel universe, if you will?
Pretty much, yeah.
And what happens? What becomes who the killer is or isn't, and what happens there? Do you feel like did that help the movie for you? Did that hurt the movie for you? Also, shout out to Joel McHale. We love you. The soup was fucking amazing.
Love Joel McHale.
Anybody that loves original like internet video compilation funny humor, he started it all. The soup was good. Joel McHale absolutely killed it in a horror movie, and we're stoked to have you in the horror world, man. You might be in some other stuff. I don't know. All right, but how did you feel about that switch?
So I'm torn here. One, also Joel McHale is good in Community.
Yeah,
you seen that show?
Yeah. He's very good in
Donald
Community.
Glover, Chevy Chase.
Donald Glover is amazing.
Anyway, I was torn. So I didn't understand why she has such a huge effect on the whole fucking city. That made no sense to me. The fact that she's not around, because, okay, let me say this.
Yeah,
let me start it with this.
Okay.
Her character, I did not like. So leading up to her running out of something and being such a fucking baby about things. People who have siblings, as you do.
We both do. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Sorry.
As you do. Like you don't.
I spent a whole fucking weekend with her. I know I do. Cherie, I know you're out there. So,
Jenny, I love you. Ross, I love you.
There are going to be times where your sibling is going to get better gifts than you.
But a fucking car to a pajama set?
Dude.
It's
still a better gift.
Dude.
And that's not the first time in your life that happened. To me, I felt a little dramatic about that.
Yeah, she's a teenage girl coming through her finding herself. You know?
Yeah. So that was my only issue with her. So
that was your only... You hate the character because she was bummed about her brother getting a fully loaded truck?
Dude, get over it. He said, you can drive it. She's like, nah.
Dude, if I got a pink matching workout outfit from my dad versus a fully loaded truck, I'm going to be pissed, dude.
You've been in a slump for a year. They're parents. Parents get gifts wrong all the time.
That's a pretty significant
They're
wrong.
just trying to help you out and get you out of your slump.
Stop being a fat girl and go work out.
Was it? Yeah.
How she took it.
And how her
aunt
also
took it.
noticed. Yeah. But I feel like that. I wasn't feeling that.
Yeah.
And she had just like she had that certain teenager like vibe about him. Like, yeah, I don't like it.
Well, buddy,
she
was a teenager in this movie.
I get it. And as someone who was no longer a teenager, didn't like it. I mean, it's old man was like, oh,
yeah, just the boomer is just fucking raging out of you right now. How dare you not appreciate a gift that they worked hard on?
You put on that jumpsuit.
You wear it.
And you hit that fucking gym.
You go to the gym and be better in life.
And you take a ride in that truck to the gym.
He will drive you.
But
jeez, dude.
I know. But once everything happened.
Yeah, the switch.
I didn't like how she would tell certain people that she was from a different universe, pretty much.
Yeah, well, you should have.
So she told Weirdo.
What's our favorite saying in the whole wide world?
To read the room?
Read the fucking room.
Yeah. So you told Weirdo, a person you do not know the full story.
100%.
You told your aunt when you saw her.
100%.
You told her enough for to get her hooked.
Yep.
You're talking to your father.
That doesn't know you're the kid.
And you tell a story about a football game that anyone there would know.
She was getting away with it.
Yeah.
But then she
tell him something personal. Explain, hey, I'm your daughter. I'm from a different timeline.
Do you remember when you bought me those pink PJs?
And that would have.
Actually, no, that wouldn't have worked. It would have had to been something not related to her.
Exist.
Yeah,
so
she
something
didn't,
about him. It would have
had to been him. Yeah,
him and Jimmy.
Yeah.
Him and her mom. Yeah. Her mom. The turn she took.
dude, the turn the mom took.
Shit.
Whoa, dude. I might have just blown out all your speakers and headphones.
Did not see that coming.
She is banging multiple people. She's on drugs. She's on everything, dude. But you lose your only child.
Yeah.
You're going to go the dad way or the mom way?
I get that. But
you focus it all to work or you focus it all to yourself?
But the dad way or the mom way, you wouldn't coexist in one house. One of y'all getting the fuck out of it.
Yeah, but this whole town is kind of wonky.
Yeah. And why did drugs become such a huge thing there?
Dude, I don't know. You got people smoking crack.
That's what I didn't get. So her not being alive made the town be on fucking crack?
No. Her not being alive kept the killer alive. That made them all just give up hope, pretty much.
And that made them go on crack?
Yeah, well, you give up on hope. The first thing you turn to is crack.
Clearly it is.
According to Angel Town or Angel Falls or whatever.
Life's getting rough.
Yeah.
Where's that crack at?
Where's that crack at? Where can I distract myself from this? I've never partaken in the cracks.
Neither have I.
But I imagine I meet crackheads. They're very gung-ho on getting more crack.
I want to ask them, what town are you from?
Are you from Angels
Falls?
Falls?
Are you from
Angel
here?
Falls?
Somewhere else?
Are you a crackhead?
Where's there a serial killer running around that you're aware of?
So yeah, but my thing is it's the domino effect of, she was the only one, obviously throughout the whole process of this movie, minus when you find out about Weirdo, but the only one that could have and did stop the angel killer.
I get that.
So it's the domino effect of who else got killed, and they're saying he's averaging like fucking 10 kills a week or something, like just astronomical numbers.
So and that fucked me up too, because in my mind I'm thinking, is he just killing all these people who are like homeless and drugged along the streets?
No, he was killing people that...
Is he helping the community? Well, you find that earlier he's not.
Yeah, you find out. Yeah, you do find out. Well, I mean, I imagine he gets rid of the riffraff too. I think he does like a twofer.
Yeah.
He gets rid of the people that are not giving up the businesses,
yeah,
and then also the ones that are going to ruin the businesses by being crackheads.
Yeah.
So, because all the other teens are still just living their best lives,
Yeah. So that's what I didn't like about her. Just I feel like giving her too much credit for how the town turned out. That's all.
Yeah, well, yeah, but but the thing is you should what they're trying to get across is you matter a lot more than you think you do.
You don't affect the entire city.
You could if you killed a serial killer. That's gonna make all right. So Jeffrey Dahmer never got caught because the dude didn't escape. Right? He died. He got eaten. How many more gay black men are getting eaten?
I don't know.
Exactly.
It could be one.
It could be hundreds.
It could be hundreds.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
That's the point.
But you know what's not happening? The fact that he was or wasn't caught at that time isn't turning the entire city.
Dude, it could have had a humongous domino effect.
It's a small town. It's like fucking Mayberry somewhere. It's some small town no one gives a shit about. You got a mayor who runs everything. Yeah, that makes sense. But thinking about just that small aspect in a more realistic term, I feel like not even that. You know what small do? You're not the mayor.
Yeah, no.
So it'd be different if she like the mayor's daughter.
No, yeah.
You're just the daughter of someone who does fucking real estate in your small shitty town.
Yeah, but
you're not that
you're
big.
missing the main point.
What is the main point?
Your life matters more than you think it does. It has an effect on more people than you think it does.
Everyone should know that. She should know that. And her homegirl, or not weirdo,
who becomes more than the homegirl.
That shit fucked me up.
I knew it was coming.
When she expressed that this is going to be her last Christmas.
Dude. Oh, you're talking about that, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
I was like.
That shit hit me like a ton of bricks. It really did.
Yeah. I'll legit pause it for a second.
Dude,
I'm
well,
like, all right,
if you know where kind of we both were last year versus this year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can tell on the podcast. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Scrooge to mean one.
The podcast is still here.
Yeah, dude. There's like certain parts of this movie that like I think are important for a lot of people to hear.
I agree.
And as much as we can joke about horror, we say this constantly that horror has a very good job of bringing in certain societal issues that are going on in the world. And I think this is a big one, obviously. People talk about it across the board. But the effect that you don't realize you're having on others, which is Weirdo's character, you think that this girl's an outcast, she's weird, and you constantly keep her out of the friend groups or the, fun, or making her feel alienated, and the effect that could have on somebody. And also, somebody that was welcomed in all of that fell apart around her, and still realized that when she's plucked out of it, the eye-opening thing in this one, one of the other eye-opening things in this one is when she realizes that the boyfriend that cheated on her with a girl was happier with that girl.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, movie.
And that's something.
Damn, movie.
Yeah.
So, like, where did the writer decide to get his jollies off on putting that kind of reality? Because you realize, like, as much as you may think you mean to somebody, or that person means to you, doesn't mean that it's reciprocated.
Very true.
There are wrong people together constantly because one person thinks it's right.
Very true.
Yeah, dude. This is a horror movie.
That is very true, guys.
It's very true. There are constant couples out there that one person is just fighting, scratching and clawing. I have experience in this, and like I realize now, looking at it from an outside perspective, that like, damn, they are much better off with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks, but it's like, it is what it is. And like, if you can be mature enough to realize that this movie has so many layers.
Which eventually she got there.
She got there.
Yeah.
Which is huge. This movie has a full circle, not a comedy full circle, even though it's a comedy horror. It has an ability to bring in these very, very deep, meaningful situations for a plethora of people.
I agree.
And bring it to light and be like, relax. It's all going to be fine.
I have only one huge flaw with this movie.
What is it?
So we're at the end.
Yeah.
She kills her dad.
Yeah.
Not dad. Quick question about that.
She called her dad.
Yeah, well,
in her head.
In that universe, it's not her dad.
Yeah.
If you were in that position, whether I'm not gonna say dad, but if you had to kill someone important to you as a relative, could you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I know I was off for a whole weekend, but
yeah,
in the universe,
and
it's not you.
I know that we have all grown closer in my adultness, and like I love my entire family for the most part, and yeah, I'm in another universe, bro.
Yeah, you don't know
no
me.
holds barred.
I don't know you. You're gone.
It could be our number one fan, Ross, bro.
He doesn't know you.
We're both squaring up.
You don't know him.
We'll plan the best killing of him.
But my main thought
we'll
was,
do him justice.
Shout out to you, Ross.
Ross, number one fan.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
How after she came back,
can we just act like this didn't happen
into the correct universe?
Yeah.
How did she remember all that?
Because it was that deep. Their connection was that close.
You know what? I enjoyed their
whole
shit
arc
so much. I'll accept
yeah.
that. I will.
I fucking thoroughly enjoyed it. It's like, we're not gay, but it's like, you know, somebody that you'd never expect you to be that close with.
Yeah.
That you just immediately, upon a random thought process of, I hope this person agrees with what the fuck I'm about to say.
Yeah.
And this isn't when they like fall for each other at all, but like just the idea of like, I'm from a different world where like I know who you are, you don't know who I am, and then she just believes it, kind of like me going to Jake and being like, dude, I really think we should start a podcast.
So I thought about that. If we were in a parallel universe,
would we be
and
in love?
We had never met, and I met you somewhere, and you came to me and told me we've had a podcast for 2 years.
Yeah, that's trending decently.
Yeah. We have to start it now. I said, all right.
Yeah. Do you
Okay.
think you would say all right in another universe?
That was my answer in the universe. Okay, we'll do it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I believe in some questionable things that probably may or may not be true anyway, but someone who's telling me
Yeah.
this is a fact, this is what it's called, fuck yeah, we'll do it.
What the fuck is this gangly white guy walking up to me right now?
J Squared Horror.
Jay Squirt.
What's your name?
Oh, by the way, I'm Josh.
Jake? Josh?
You're
Got it.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. Yes.
It has to be true. He wouldn't make this up as a
How
stranger.
could he? He wouldn't know my name's Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious.
Only thing I didn't really like, but like you said, based on their character arc, I'm usually not one to look past plot holes.
Yeah.
This is
the
one.
character arc works
willing
so well
Yeah.
that you can just be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it is a horror comedy
I'll let it
after
go.
all. Yeah, it's ultimately a love story is all we're getting to.
And when she called it weird, she was like, hey, don't call me that again.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Stand up round of applause.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the killer? The look, both of them, you know, because technically there are two in this movie.
The look was good because it's the same look. So
It's the same, but how did you feel about the angel look? We
I
heard
liked
some
it.
complaints, so I just wanted to ask you.
I liked it. 2 reasons. One, I think they call the mayor the something of their town.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the angel of their town.
I can't
Or
remember off the top of
something.
my head. Yeah, it's something of that
But it kind
connotation.
of plays into the angel on top of the tree.
Yeah.
That's the killer.
Yeah.
So it gives it away. Even if you didn't see the trailer, it gives it away super early.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
I wasn't at first okay with the fact that later in the movie her father is the killer, but it makes sense to
Kind of had to happen.
his son getting killed.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think he probably confessed to him that he was the killer. And
Yep.
now you know I took something away from you.
Now you must do for me.
You can't turn me in. Now you gotta do for me.
Because your life would be completely ruined.
Yeah.
The rest of what I have to
Yeah.
offer you
And
will be gone.
10 minutes before that, the wife mentions him or the
Leaving, yeah, it's like
him
he
leaving.
leaves at weird hours of the night all
Yeah,
the
thinking,
time,
oh.
and then
to go kill people.
yeah, literally, because it's a comedy,
Yeah,
that shit can slide.
I agree with that.
Because it was portrayed and always promoted as a comedy, they gave away the killer every time.
multiple times.
Every time. No, every time.
Yeah,
Every time in this movie, you know exactly who the killer is. You know it's the dude because, like you said, the whole angel thing or whatever he was named, and then obviously through the preview that you got, and then obviously just through fucking figuring out that those people were in his way, and then immediately he's killing them, whether it's the granddad or the granddaughter. Like, the granddaughter could have lived, dude. Like, that was uncalled for.
well, she couldn't have because when he died, it went to her.
I know, but still, like, it's easier to manipulate that than the grandfather. You know, you
Oh,
offer
yeah.
a kid a fat sum of money, they're going to
Yeah.
take it.
You $500,000. You want this?
Yeah. Yep.
Gone.
Bye, family home. You know,
I'll leave this fucking city. I don't care.
there's just certain aspects of. I feel like they put a perfect bow on everything
I agree.
because, like, there's so many open-ended questions with horror a lot of times, and this one, as much as it's in your face, it still answers it. Whether you're smart enough or not to pick up on it is for the beholder, the watcher.
They kind of lay it out there. I'm telling you who it is.
I'm telling you exactly what's going on,
If you're listening, you'll get it. If you're not, you won't.
but you still don't know how the movie's going to end per se.
True.
Because after they kill the killer, you realize they still have to kill the mayor.
Yeah.
And they have the whole brainwash thing, which I don't care. I'm neither here nor there on
Which
that.
is crazy because at that point, technically the killer is no longer the mayor.
Yeah, but
It was her father.
it was but it was also the energy that he had, I think, that
True.
played into the Aurora, I think it's called.
Yeah. And what's crazy is also, and even in watching it, the whole brainwash and the eye colored thing.
Yeah, because some people had problems with it.
I let it slide. Because you know what?
I gave it like cult mentality. I just
Exactly.
wrapped it up as cult mentality.
Yeah.
Like the movie portrayed it as like some almost like robotic demonic possession. I just think it was an opportunity for the watcher to realize when they were under his quote unquote spell or under his like care versus when they realized, oh, this guy ain't shit. He just got killed by a couple girls. He's not this all powerful, scary guy.
So it was just the visual.
It was
look
the visual
of the cult
look
mentality.
of the cult mentality.
The second they fucked him and threw him off the stage,
all their eyes turned normal.
They turned on him.
They turned on him.
Yeah.
But they still didn't turn on him enough to kill him. I thought they were going to like Shaun of the Dead rip him apart.
I did too.
But then he gets back on stage and then they just bah, 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 bah. Also, he killed his fucking brother.
Yeah.
Which I did just mention that I would, but I wasn't currently in that universe.
Correct.
So, Ross, I wouldn't kill you in the current universe. Neither would Jake.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because he was like, you wanted to get a transfer. He's like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. He's like, all right. Then puts him on display as the angel.
So I knew he was going to kill him.
I did too. Yeah.
But not like that. I thought he was going to gut stab him.
I did too. I didn't think it was going to
be through his fucking
right
face.
through his face.
Yeah.
Which is one of my top kills.
Okay.
Bottom jaw type kill. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Neck. I love a good neck kill.
Yeah.
I do. Slit throat.
That's pretty much
stab through the throat.
Immediate.
As we talked about last week, the ticket puncher through the neck was our favorite kill.
You don't have time to stagger.
Yeah, you're dead.
You're dead.
Your jugular's gone. You're gone.
That is it.
Or in his instance, this whole situation
gone.
Gone.
If your chewing gum is falling out,
happens in I love this scene from come on brain, do something. Not Pulp Fiction. Jesus Christ, Joshua. That fucking Hot Fuzz when the guy falls on the castle and it goes through and he's still talking. He's like, I love that shit. Because it's an injury that you can still live through technically.
Yeah.
It's really not through anything too important, but it works.
It'd be rough.
It would be rough. It would be very painful. I'm a big fan of the look of the killer. I think that it was perfect Christmassy vibe. That's all I was really going for. How else do you, other than like a Santa Claus or a Grinch, like what else could you possibly do? Like an elf? That'd be scary. But I like the mask and like the complete. I like that you took out every bit of human.
You have no idea who it is.
Yeah. Also, any type of emotion.
Yeah.
Like Ghostface is kind of funny because he's got like that ghost face. Like
a certain look on his face.
Like a look. Yeah. Like he's shocked that he's killing you almost. But this one's just a fucking ball. It's like a Christmas ornament on their
you
face.
don't know what they're
underneath. And then like obviously when each of them die, it's funny because every time they take off the mask, the person's face underneath the mask is so dramatically different.
Yeah.
Like when she kills Justin Long's character, he's like,
yeah, he is fried.
And then kills the dad. He's still kind of alive, but like super messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like that. I like that it's not a direct correlation with what the killer is going through versus what you see on the mask.
Yeah. And I think going back to when she takes the mask off her dad.
Yeah.
Him saying to her, I told you I'm not your dad.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. So later on, you're not my dad.
You're not my dad. I killed you. You're
told
just
me.
some random person.
You may look like him. You're not him.
Yeah. I loved it. And then, so just to clarify for all the fans out there that don't know how the movie ends, you see the girls hold hands, Weirdo and the main character in the movie theater. And you're like, But at the end of the movie, like he had mentioned, she leaves her house realizing that her entire family is alive and well, and realizes that if she doesn't get to the weirdo, she knows what's going to happen because she had already mentioned in the alternate universe that this is her last Christmas.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna go dive into that one. We already did, but she gets there and then she realizes that she kind of remembers what happens, and they share a nice moment, and the movie ends on a high note. Which, in this instance, because it's a Christmas horror movie, a Christmas horror comedy, I loved the ending. I thought perfect title role. Don't need anything else. I don't need anybody to pop up in the fucking background.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a perfect ribbon on top of the present that is this movie. I'm a big fan. Jake's not the biggest fan, but we're about to find out exactly how different we feel right fucking now. Jake, on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you rate It's a Wonderful Knife?
On a scale from 1 to 10, It's a Wonderful Knife for me is a 6.5.
Nice. I'm happy that it is higher than the mean one.
Yeah.
Because you said at the beginning they were pretty much par.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that throughout this episode, I was able to convince you that it was a little bit higher.
I would think you did, yes.
Yes!
Because going into it, I'm thinking,
yeah,
this
fine.
is like a 5.
Yeah.
This is a 5. This is good enough.
I pulled a Jake on Jake. Yes.
I will agree that you did.
Thank you, everyone. I'm super stoked on that. On a scale from 1 to 10,
Okay.
I give this movie a 7.5, dude.
Damn, that's
I
high.
enjoyed this movie. I will watch this movie by myself every December. I don't care.
So this is in your holiday.
It is in my horror movies, but definitely more towards December.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna watch this in fucking January or July.
Yeah.
Like,
don't watch it in July.
No. I loved it. I love the
Christmas
fact.
in July.
Yeah, no, well, there you go. We do Halloween in July. Why not Christmas? Because Halloween's better. I did thoroughly enjoy everything that they did. They brought in a movie from the 40s, made it a slasher in today's world, brought in modern connotations without like vomiting it in your face with like gay relationships or anything like that. Like throughout the movie, you definitely see some different gay relationships in this movie, and it's not like this like overly grotesque, like weird way of portraying it. And like what's crazy is Justin Long in Goosebumps, there's like different gay characters throughout that series. So you're seeing a nice progress in horror where it's like they are apart and just normal in the horror community versus like, I hate to say it, but Halloween Kills, they're kind of like over exaggerated specific characters.
Yeah, it's not something you're pinpointing on.
Yeah.
It's just
So
a part of everyday life.
I appreciate the inclusivity that horror is going with right now, the nice trend, and it's not like forced down your throat to where like if I'm watching it with my nephew and he's seeing it and he's gonna like be weirded out or anything. It's just proper. So I like that a lot. Next week we are going to be covering Krampus, one of the greatest Christmas horror movies of all time by Michael Dougherty, who also did Trick or Treat, dude. I told you
You
this
told me that 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
I was like, who is that?
I set you up perfectly.
I was like,
Set you up fucking perfect. You want to try it again?
I'm thinking,
Want to try it again?
Yeah, sure.
Wanna try it again? All right. Next week, we are going to be covering...
We got to do the director thing again, too.
Yeah, I'm getting there. All right.
Okay.
Next week, we're going to be covering...
Oh, Krampus. Yeah.
Yes. By Michael Dougherty, who also did...
Trick or Treat.
There we go. Another movie that the J Squared Horror Podcast loves deeply. We'll see.
That we also covered.
We covered. If you go back in the history of the J Squared Horror Podcast, we covered it.
don't
Fans
go back
loved it. Don't go back too far.
Yeah.
Because alcohol and loneliness got the best of us. No, this is exciting. This is one of the longest episodes we've done in quite some time, which I did not expect.
Me neither.
So thank you to everyone that stuck along this far. If you got this far, please let us know what you thought of It's a Wonderful Knife down in the comments. If this is something that you agree is belonging in your December routine of movies to watch, that's awesome. Also, let us know if you have any episode ideas at www.jsquaredhorrorpodcast.com. If you want to be on the podcast, you can go there as well. A humongous shout out to Jeff Balance, who does our design work. As you see the sign behind us on every single YouTube video, if you see us in person rocking J Squared Horror merch, that is Jeff Balance as well. A humongous shout out to Lucky Riggs, who does our intro and our outro music. You're amazing, buddy. We love you and appreciate you as a podcast. A humongous shout out to Jake, being the world's greatest co-host a guy could ask for. Thank you for being a part of the podcast every week, buddy.
Thank you.
And saying that even in an alternate universe, you would still want to podcast with me.
I would.
Means the world. A humongous shout out to every single one of you fans. The J Squared Horror Podcast is stronger than it has ever been. Keep subscribing, keep commenting, keep following along with the J Squared Horror Podcast. We're super excited to bring you guys enjoyable, original horror podcast every week. This is the J Squared Horror Podcast. My name's Josh.
And I'm Jake.
You guys have a great weekend. Always remember, it's hip to be squared.